Live. And it should be an exciting day with a new pope elected. Hopefully. We're going to be doing research on this man that was just elected as pope, but I wanted to read first from, oh, they won't let me do that. From Ephesians 5, verse 22 through 33. Are you ready? Ephesians 5, verse 22 through 33. Wives, submit to your husband as to the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, as also Christ is the head of the church, and he's the savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husband in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself to her for her, that he might sanctify, which is set apart, and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word, that he might present her to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy and without blemish. This is the church. So husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. I'll omit the rest of 30. Yeah, whatever. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let each one of you in particular so love their own wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. So the church is the wife, and the church should respect Christ as well. This is talking about marriage and how the church should react to Christ, and how Christ is the head of the church and in love in the church and is the carer and caretaker for the church. I gotta move this up. Yeah, marriage is used as a great example here. So I thought this was fitting because previous popes have used Mary as the head of the church, or the one that you go to and pray for. So what way do you think I was going to take it? Christ is the head of the church, not Mary, and we need to make sure that this pope is going to be putting Christ at the head of the church.
I thought last night we were learning about
Sharia law. Oh no, this applies to so many things we've been talking about, and it'll apply for most of the conversations throughout today. If you think about it, like, this is a very good.
The part, like, to your what is it? A man shall leave
his father and mother and be joined to his wife.
Even that part.
And the two shall become one flesh. Hopefully my brother-in-law hears this.
That's exactly that.
No, the point of it wasn't for a dig at my brother-in-law, but
so many directions. Just with everything we've been talking about, there's so many directions you can take it.
On their mission. What I need to do. There it is. Okay, cool. So we'll go over some videos that we've been watching. Some things that I've been also sharing on my Facebook have been awesome. So we're minimize that. We're gonna bring over one of these DEI statues that I saw today, which are crazy. We're gonna watch it. Pause that music. Go to live scene. Live scene. Who's in there? Yeah, I don't really feel like being in Discord yet. So I have important stuff to talk about. We will join Discord later and play games with friends, potentially. We will see. We will see. I sound excited? I am. Yeah. Okay, okay. That goes down. We have this up. We're going to go to live scene. Hey, Dino, what are you doing behind me? Not both of you. Mostly Eli. All right. Live scene. All right, all right. So first we have a DEI video. I'm going to, for now, we're gonna hide this. First of the day for a second. We'll put it back up once we have this video going. Because I think it's important for all of us to see this video, and then we'll bring up the Pope. Let's see if I can put this audio through. Make sure I can put the audio through. Media live scene game. Auxiliary. Audio probably auxiliaries 1 and 2. Awesome. Okay. So this should work on YouTube as long as I don't have it up too much. I did see this video this morning and it was a little controversial in my opinion. I made some comments on the Fox News post about it. But yeah, it's a little disturbing thoughts on this the statue and how great it is. Do you want to hear, Lev? But I can put it through the speakers. There we go. That's what we'll do. All right. First off, I'm gonna mute and unmute for this video because there will be audio coming through my main speaker, and I don't need you guys having that feedback. So I'll pause at the important parts, and unmute, and then just make comments where I can. You're allowed to linger.
Jihad since the summer of love. Christopher Columbus, Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, even Honest Abe, even Frederick Douglass all got torn down. Statues are important. They tell the American story. But the left wants to desecrate and forget our heroes and erect their own statues. In Times Square, a giant statue of a black woman just went up. And when I heard about the statue, I was open-minded. American heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Who is this woman? What did she do to get a statue? A nice one, too. Nothing.
I mean, he says it's a nice one, but like the only nice thing about this statue is the detail in her hair. Everything else is just like, eh. No, it's not. It's not emotionally moving at all. And the reason I say that is you'll see later on what the statue is compared to, which I have a big issue with. And you'll see. But there's no amazing detail about it that like moves me emotionally or on an emotional skill. Honestly, my comments were they didn't put enough rolls or creases in her body to emphasize how
her face looks very realistic. It's not. It's well made.
It's an okay statue, but it's not art.
I think you are.
It's a cry for help.
I think you're being too emotional.
I'm being too emotional.
I think you were being too emotional because you are upset about what they're trying to do.
Yes.
But like looking at this as a piece of art, like it's art. It's beautiful. Like
I think it's okay. I think there's better art out there, and the reason I say it's okay, you'll see in a second on this video of what they compare it to. Okay.
This isn't a real person. It's a DEI statue. The sculptor says she's a fictional character who's meant to contrast the statues of white men in Times Square, like Father Duffy, a World War I hero who actually accomplished something. The artist calls this fake lady a modern-day David. The contraposto.
No way. That is why I'm upset. You're trying to compare the statue to the statue of David. Not you. Them. Statue of David. Like I said, it's okay. Like there's good details in certain areas, but it's not. It's no statue of David. The statue of David is so emotionally moving when you look at it because it is a beautiful piece of marble art. and it is hand sculpted marble art. I think that's cast. And
Like,
well, it's supposed to be their thoughts of what David looked like in the Renaissance period.
this I feel like is more
This is more of a political statement on the right.
more general.
No, this is definitely a political statement on the right, and the left is art. This is a what did we say? I said in the comments. Somebody said this is David is called art. This is not art. It is an attempt for attention seeking. Big difference. And that's what it is. It's an attention seeker because they're complaining about the white man statues that are all around. But she's creating a statue that has no purpose, no meaning other than DEI, and we need to put a black woman out there, which is fine. You could have put, like, I don't know, like Michelle Obama or something. Not that she did much, but like you could have put a statue of her or like Rosa. There are statues of Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks has many statues, and he'll say that in this video. Harriet Tubman. There are a lot of important black women that probably should have more statues than they do in this DEI movement or whatever, which is all a bunch of baloney anyway. But yeah, so we'll play the video a little bit more, let Leah listen to it and hear the comparisons and just how crazy people are.
Pose of her body, and the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. David was a celebration of the human form. Not sure what this statue's celebrating. If you were going to put up a fake statue, why not make her happy and healthy? Not slap a big scowl on her face and her hands on her hips.
Yeah, she looks like some of my friends' moms when they were getting in trouble. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she doesn't look happy.
No, she's not happy. She's not. She's like looking down. I think the purpose of the statue is to look down on the people of New York.
Is David smiling in his?
David is.
Now that we're comparing.
Okay, we'll compare the image of David or statue of David. Sorry, Eli, I'm crushing you.
Ouch.
And there are a lot of statues of David. Or there's a couple different statues of David actually. Let's see.
Is very neutral.
It's a neutral face, yeah.
And maybe that's.
And it's more of a thoughtful face than it is. It's like a contemplating face than it is of anger. Like, look at that face. He's not scowling. He's not angry. He does have a scowl, but it's a contemplation scowl on his face. It's not a. Yeah, but it's contemplation. It's not anger or like disgust. Because you can see in the eyes, there's no disgust. Because he's looking off. Yes. There's a lot of. What? You're grabbing that? All right, let's see if we can get a close up of this DEI statue's face. Google the greatest tool invented. All right, Eli. You need to be more careful with your eating. Why does it say my stream's offline? My stream is not offline. Because I'm streaming still, right? All right. You can take this cat. Yeah, I can't see what I need to see for a second. No, my stream is online. Okay.
Ooh, don't need that. Look.
Yeah, but yeah.
Waiting for Gabe to finish.
I got this ground control to work. There we go. Now it's working. Now I have a preview. Huh? No, this is a preview for my stream. There you go. That's just how I know it's live and working. And I can turn this off so that it doesn't eat up all my space. So yeah, the first, let's look at a close-up image of the face. There, I guess that's a good one. The eyes look so dead. She's just like, I'm disappointed. What is it made out of? Like a bronze? It's not sculpted. It is cast.
Bring it up, make it bigger.
Yes!
Oh, sorry. I thought we'd get a picture. Like,
No!
yeah.
Hang on. There's a way to zoom. There's a way to zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Seeing how that just played in my head.
Go boom, boom, boom. How do you zoom in? No, I'm at a loss.
We can look at it like this. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
There definitely is a
sad, disappointed, like.
There's the sadness.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the details in the braids are beautiful. Like, those are awesome. They did a good job with the braids, and I will give them that. The braids are great, but everything else about the statue is like, yeah.
The face definitely captures something for me. I can feel something when I look.
Yeah, I feel like my mom's yelling at me. I mean, my mom wasn't black,
This
obviously.
person is sad.
Mm-hmm. Sad, disappointed. David or the video?
No, the video.
This is what they want us to aspire to be? If you work hard, you can be overweight and anonymous? They don't like real statues because it reminds them of our society's merit-based system. They want a society based on equity, where achievement isn't celebrated, equal outcomes are. So they celebrate mediocrity instead of triumph. Our nation has hundreds of statues honoring Black Americans, as we should. Harriet Tubman, Duke Ellington, Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks. We could go on and on and on. But they've built a statue in Times Square. They could have done it for Michelle Obama or Kamala Harris or Oprah Winfrey. Usually you have to earn a statue. I'd give one to Jalen.
A good thing they didn't say Whoopi Goldberg. Just saying.
Who did he say? Oprah?
The Oprah. Oprah's better. I guess she's done more charity work and stuff like that. Whoopi. She's just a lunatic.
Play the video.
Brunson. He's carrying the Knicks on his back. Anyone but a fake lady. So, what does New York think about the DEI statue?
Do you know who this woman is?
No. I have no idea, no.
Nope.
I have no idea, no.
No, I do not.
Do you have any idea of maybe something that she accomplished that got her a statue?
Something with equal rights? I don't know.
Something to do with like the Black community.
Part of the BLM movement? What if I told you she accomplished nothing?
Really?
It's supposed to embody everybody. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I think I feel totally represented by that.
You do?
No.
I feel like it's a good representation for New York, especially because it's towards the BBW women and a lot
I'm sorry,
of people.
what's BBW?
Big black, like the big black women.
What do you think about her pose? Is that a good pose?
No, I don't think she's happy to be here.
People are comparing it to Michelangelo's David. How do you think it stacks up?
She's wearing more clothes.
She's not naked.
No.
Would it be better if she were?
That's a tough question.
Who do you think she voted for?
I would say Trump.
I think she voted for Trump.
Probably Kamala.
Why do you think that?
Black Lives Matter.
Probably didn't vote
Why?
because she's stuck here the whole day. She couldn't get to the polls.
How does she make you feel? Like a
New York is
baddie.
hilarious.
What a beautiful piece standing in the middle of Times Square. What a beautiful time.
Jimmy Fail is the host of Fox News Saturday Night.
There it is.
Have you checked this statue out?
I have watched it. It is not quite Michelangelo's David. It's more like Michelangelo's Lizzo, if we're going to be honest. And when I say Michelangelo, I mean the migrant dressed as the Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo.
Oh, that Michelangelo.
That's hanging out in Times
The
Square.
one that my son plays with.
Amen. Everything wrong with liberals is they're into slacktivism over activism, meaning this is supposed to be outreach to the minority community, changing a statue. But you don't improve test scores or lower crime by changing what a pigeon goes potty on in the park. Because that's ultimately what a statue, that's its impact on society, is it's a restroom.
I mean, I think these guys are being a lot harsher than I was being about the statue.
A lot of the things that you said are being repeated.
And I didn't even get that far into the video. I just saw like the first couple, like the first minute. I was like, all right, I gotta save this for later and try to watch it on stream. So we'll continue. I'm just saying, Fox News is pretty harsh when they're criticizing stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I don't disagree with them either. Like, it's a waste of money, in my opinion.
It's definitely to make a statement.
It is for a statement.
What statement are you?
Diversity, equity, inclusion. That we should throw out.
No, you can't do that. You can't just eliminate this.
No, it's not about eliminating history. It's about we need to make a mark and say that DEI is very important. And you understand what DEI is, right? We've watched a couple of videos on what it is. It's called diversity, equity, and inclusion. But what it really does is...
I understand that it means something else.
Yes, it's completely different. It's supposed to be we're including everybody. There's no skin color or race or anything like that. But then they go and do these race bait things and lower standards for people of color or other minorities for no reason. So you're getting lesser quality because you have a lesser pool of people to pick from. Like, obviously, we're on a merit-based society. We've always been a merit-based society, meaning that your works show who you are, and that if you are good and great at your job, you should get that job. It shouldn't be based on your skin color or your race. And that is what DEI is pushing. We need to hire more black people, so we're going to have 50% of our workforce be black. But does that mean you're hiring the best of the best, or does that mean you're just hiring the color?
Right.
Which is what it
That's
says.
why I said, like, I know what it's supposed to stand for, but it actually stands for something that's very
Yes.
racist.
And I'll show a video of Charlie Kirk. He does a really good job of giving a statistic about Harvard and their SAT requirements for minorities. Asians compared to blacks have to have a SAT score 300 points higher than black people to get into Harvard. White people have to have points 100 points higher than black people to get into Harvard.
So the black people bar is here.
Yeah, and it's like, set it up. Let them be able to show that they can meet that requirement, because they can. They are fully capable of it if they put their mind to it.
Why are we worried?
Why are we lowering the standard for color?
Racist.
That's racist. It is absolutely, bottom line, racist. And that's what the left and liberal Democratic Party has become. A full-on race party.
It's just racist in a way that we're not used to. Like, it's in the opposite
Yeah, it's
way.
inverted
Like,
racism.
they were white for being racist.
We're
but-
Asians. Like, what did the poor Asian community do? They just worked hard and achieved. I feel bad for you Asians. Anyway, we'll continue this video.
Room for things that fly. But you understand, it's called, I love this. I looked at the placard. It's called Grounded in the Stars. That's what this is supposed to mean.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a fancy way of saying you're grounded in weed and bum pee, because what is in Times Square right now? And if you wanted to make a statue that memorialized the women of Times Square, it would be a hooker with an Adam's apple. Let's be honest. This is embarrassing.
It's insulting, because
Of
there's
course
so
it
many
is.
other great statues you could put up: black, white, skinny, obese. It doesn't matter. It's
Yes.
about the accomplishment, not what they look like. It's just an identity politics statue.
It's total scam. Think about this. D.C. has a statue of Marion Barry. He was elected mayor twice. Now, the statue does have a crack in it. Hey, there it is. And you know how you mentioned maybe we should make one for Michelle Obama? That is actually a no, because she would complain forever. Would you want to be that sculptor? Yo, she is the Meghan Markle of politics.
It's you.
She's the Meghan Markle.
Complain about everything. But the point is, there
She
are
complains about everything. She's the Meghan Markle of
I don't
politics.
know. We missed it.
All right, we'll rewind.
Oh, she is the Meghan Markle of politics. She complained about everything. But the point is, there are people to honor, and there's really one point. When
Yeah,
you tear down
politics.
statues, what
Meghan
people don't
Markle
get
of politics.
is, yes, those folks didn't share our values. But the reason our values evolved is because of those folks. They were the best people in the world at the time who moved the ball forward on behalf of this country. That's why it's a scam. What did she move forward besides a rolling pin on a pie she was making?
Are you sure this isn't Tish James?
No.
Who's the lady on the maple syrup? On
Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima? I would have rathered a statue of Aunt Jemima.
They took her off.
I know they took her off. Make a statue of her. I would rather a statue of Aunt Jemima be in Times Square than this.
I think his comment about pushing a rolling pin, that was a
little far.
That fell a little too far.
They do push a little bit. They push the line.
And I'm no feminist until it comes to comments like that.
Get in the kitchen like well, don't you have hands? You are the dishwasher. That's what our realtor said to her. She got so angry.
It wasn't our realtor.
Yeah, he was stepping in for a realtor at the time.
That's the stuff.
But she also was complaining that there was no dishwasher in the house.
I was eating. I'm looking at the house.
Yeah, you were out of state.
Guess what?
A dishwasher.
In this house.
Yeah, call Gabe. You're the dishwasher, Gabe. Anyway, let's finish out this video. It's got a minute left.
No.
Are you
want to know
sure?
why? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because she would have been devaluing the value of the statue, saying it was only worth $4 million, it was probably worth 12.
All right, one day we're going to have a statue of Jimmy in Times Square.
It's going to be hot.
And I'm going to topple it.
Good for you.
And it's going to be hard.
I love it.
All right. Now that's over. We can close this, close that, close that. So that's just some current events today for DEI. What else do we have? So before we get into the Pope thing, we should open with prayer, which we forgot to do before watching this video. The side door's probably still open too. Go put it on. Go put it on. Go put it on. Oh no, I thought Eli was gonna go put it on. Alright, so I'll say a quick prayer. Lord, just please open our eyes and let us glorify you in what we're doing today, and bring attention to the issues of our world, and bring attention and wisdom to those that are coming to join this stream, and that we may be wise in our words and silent when our tongues need to be silent, Lord. And just pray that in this new Pope that he brings you back into the Catholic Church, and that the realization of the need for you is there, and that there's no other gods and no other people that can bring us to God but you, Jesus. In your name, amen.